welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest episode of NXT. We are going to be talking about what happened at NXT Takeover in your house, and we have plenty to talk about there. But tonight in your main event, actually, we're going to be talking about your main event later on, but Bryan Danielson and Jericho later on tonight here. What a crazy night it's going to be here for NXT, as we'll be addressing what happened at NXT Takeover. But now, we will see your new unified North American champion, Karrion Kross. This man had to defeat Santos Escobar and Cameron Grimes all in the same night to win that championship. Karrion Kross was the Intercontinental Championship. He was sick of having to wait for people to step up, so Kross got involved in the rivalry between Santos Escobar and Cameron Grimes. And at the end of that night at NXT TakeOver in your house, Karrion Kross walks out with the Unified Championships. So now it is that Unified North American Championship, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously Scarlett not coming out here because Kross at the moment is not scheduled to have a match as of right now, but I mean, you never know what Karrion Kross may have in store for us here tonight. But I mean, it was a tremendous pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, at NXT TakeOver in your house. New champions galore. We saw Carmelo Hayes knock off Braun Breaker, and we also saw CM Punk, after defeating Triple H after that NXT Championship match, announced that he talked to Adam Pearce and said, "Hey, I want to cash my NXT Championship clause in right now." And Adam Pearce approved it, so CM Punk and Carmelo Hayes had their matchup. Now it sucks for Carmelo Hayes. He won the championship, but he didn't get much time to prepare for CM Punk. It was almost like a Money in the Bank cash-in with that. And my question is, what does the NXT General Manager Triple H feel about that? But we're going to be hearing from Karrion Kross about NXT TakeOver in your house. What did I tell you guys? I told you that I was sick of this competition that I was having here on NXT. I told you that I'd be walking out the new North American / Intercontinental Champion. I did that. I reported CM Punk is a fraud. He is a fraud, and even turned his back on Ilya Dragunov. I told you he was a crappy leader. I will admit to everyone here tonight at this NXT live taping that yes, I did fall for CM Punk's trap, and so did Ilya Dragunov. I thought by me pairing up with the so-called best in the world that, this would be a great pairing, and initially it was. But CM Punk made it all about himself, and obviously you guys saw that at NXT TakeOver in your house. I want to be talking more about CM Punk here just in a brief second, but I want to address this North American Championship. So tonight, I'm going to defend it against Santos Escobar, and next week, after I beat Santos Escobar this week, I will defend my North American Championship against Cameron Grimes. So you guys can't say I'm a defending champion and not worthy of holding this North American. Once I'm done defending my championship these next couple weeks, I'm going to have my sights on CM Punk, the current NXT champion. I'm not done with CM Punk. Until he's gone and out of here, until he's retired on the list of injuries, I'm not going to be done with CM Punk. And CM Punk needs to watch his back. I beat CM Punk one-on-one a couple weeks ago here on NXT, but that was a glorified one-on-one non-title match, nothing on the line. But my goal is to have ourselves a champion versus champion winner-take-all match at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, which is totally 8 weeks away from this point. So CM Punk, you better be bringing your A game, because you better bring that A game, Punk, because from now all the way to Stand and Deliver, you have no chance. Time will be ticking, and by the time we get to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, you will fall and pray. Wow, big strong words there from Karrion Kross, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll be addressing what Karrion Kross just said here in moments. But now we get to see the return of Emma in singles action, as she'll be accompanied by the Iconics, the NXT Tag Team Champions. And for Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, this is a big pickup in the terms of having veteran leadership with Emma. Emma said that she'd be accompanying the Iconics, so I don't know if that necessarily means Emma is their leader, but I mean, if Emma is the for sure leader, this is going to be a big time leadership change for the Iconics, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And Emma's going to be changing up the game here on NXT. She returned to NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. Big return for Emma, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see her back, and you know, it's going to be time to tell to see if she's going to continue to, be a big force here at the NXT Takeover stages here. And Emma, she's a former Raw Women's Champion here in Universe Mode. We haven't seen her in got to be 5-6 years, if not a little bit longer, but she has not been here for very long. As there is Toxic Attraction, ladies and gentlemen. Mandy Rose, the NXT Champion, she retained over Saray last Saturday. A good back and forth matchup. Mandy Rose, though, was able to get the upper hand. And it seems like Mandy Rose has herself a challenger to deal with here, and that being Emma. And Toxic Attraction, the tag team division's getting stacked pretty well, and that's what you gotta love. The Iconics, you got Toxic Attraction. We're actually gonna see a women's tag team match later on tonight, as it's gonna be Cora Jade and Roxanne, a NXT women's tag team here. They're gonna be taking on Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons later on tonight, so that's gonna be a good tag team match up there in the division to kind of see who is gonna be worthy of a future. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Emma versus Mandy Rose. Emma officially joining the Iconics here, and obviously with the Iconics in the corner of Emma, this is going to be very curious to see how this new alliance is going to go, with Emma siding with the current tag team champions, the Iconics. Emma and the Iconics have a lot of history together in the terms of being really good friends with each other, so no brainer that Emma decided to join the Iconics here. Oh! Face first out of that top turnbuckle there. Now Mandy Rose, big boot to the ribs right now, taking it to Mandy Rose here. And this is just our very first matchup of the night, ladies and gentlemen. A huge night in store for you, as the North American Championship will be on the line in your main event, as Karrion Kross, the newly crowned North American Champion, he will be taking on Santos Escobar. And the thing is, too, if Karrion Kross wins tonight, he will be also challenging Cameron Grimes to a North American Championship match next week. And if once again Kross wins that matchup, Kross has his sights on the newly crowned NXT Champion. And so we'll see how that's going to fare for Karrion Kross tonight and the following weeks here. But also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Danielson, formerly known as Daniel Bryan, will be taking on Chris Jericho after Bryan Danielson attacked Chris Jericho after Chris Jericho defeated Jon Moxley. Come to find out, the William Regal has brought Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson here to NXT, and William Regal is no longer going to be helping out Triple H behind the scenes. William Regal saying that he wants to be more featured with the talent in the ring and everything like that, and that's why he brought Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley to NXT, so he could do that, fulfill his desires of wanting to help out these superstars. Oh, a big kick. Here comes Mandy Rose trying to get back inside this matchup here. Oh, but Emma with a clubbing blow. Here comes Emma, but no, Mandy Rose with the clubbing forearm there. And now Rose going to go with that fall away slam there to Emma. Hate to see that there from Mandy Rose in the terms of if you're in the perspective of Emma here. Oh, going for that kick to the midsection. Going to go for that underhook. Takedown there. And now pinfall. Here we go. Oh, there is a rope break though. Emma stays in this matchup. Running bulldog there. Emma needs to get something going if she plans on winning this matchup here. Oh, look at these vicious punches here from Emma. The brutality is on the line here. Oh, look at Emma. Emma looking to steal one. the frustration brewing there from Emma, trying to, you know, pull a tactic out of Mandy Rose's playbook in the terms of trying to steal victory. Totally understand Emma doing that. As a back suplex in the hardest part of the ring there. As Emma taunting Mandy Rose. A lot of taunting so far from Emma. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that in the terms of, you know, what she's doing right now. She needs to stay on Mandy Rose and don't give her any time to recuperate. Big clubbing blow. Here comes Emma, former Raw Women's Champion, has Mandy Rose in trouble here at ringside. Oh my goodness. That padding is not going to be feeling too good for the back of that neck. Now Rose tossed all the way to the other corner. And Emma, she may take a count-out victory here. And nope, Emma going to go back after her opponent here. Billie Kay. Looks like maybe she's going to try and get involved here. At least help out Emma. And now Emma, brutal neck breaker. Look at the Iconics right there to help out Emma. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, Mandy Rose easily moving out of that. Obviously the Iconics and the Toxic Attraction cannot get involved in this matchup. They can throw them back in the ring and whatnot, but they can't physically lay their hands on them, attack them, and whatsoever. Any power slams, no striking, nothing like that. At least if the referee's looking. Referee now at a 7 here. Need to get them back inside the ring. There's a flapjack maneuver there. Could be mere moments from a possible count out here. An 8 count here. Both these women face to face. Emma back in the ring. And look at Emma breaking it up just to make sure that they don't have to do anything. Throwing them right into the Toxic Attraction. And now Emma tossed back inside the ring. Back up to his feet. The jumping knee strike there from Rose. And that may be all she wrote. And look at Mandy Rose looking to steal victory here. Oh, but referee sealing that, say, hey, not gonna allow that to happen. As Mandy Rose gets hit with a clothesline there. Let's see what Emma needs to do to get back in this matchup here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, brutal maneuver there from Emma. And I'm going to spike Mandy Rose right on her head. Just for a good measure. As now Mandy Rose going to be dragged a little bit further away from that bottom rope so that she can't try to get out of whatever Emma's trying to decide to do here. Uh-oh, Emma. We've seen this over the years of whenever we saw Emma in the ring. It's actually won her the championship back in the day. Will Emma make Mandy Rose tap out? Middle of that ring, nowhere to go. Mandy Rose, can she get out of it? Emma lets go of it, but she thinks she has enough to put her away. 1, 2, 3, and she does. Emma knocks off the NXT Women's Championship. What a opening bout between both of these women. Emma brought her A game tonight. She definitely needed to tonight. Emma played the way that she needed to, especially having to deal with Mandy Rose. That submission hold here didn't make Mandy Rose pass, tap out, but it made her essentially pass out to the terms where Mandy Rose couldn't even kick out. And Emma picks up her first win back here in Universe mode, and I have a feeling this may not be the last time we see Emma and Mandy Rose on the road to NXT.
They are ready for battle.
All right, we are back with some tag team action, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cora Jade and Roxanne teaming up here for the very first time here, and here in Universe mode, we've actually seen Cora Jade in action, singles action, as she's defeated Mandy Rose here recently on NXT. But it seems like she will be a tag team superstar at the moment with Roxanne Perez, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these women deemed the future of NXT, and we're going to see if that is the future of the tag team division here on NXT. We have plenty of tag team women coming here to NXT. You got Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez. You have this team right here, Zoe Stark, Nikita Lyons. Plenty of tag teams, even Toxic Attraction, as well as the Iconics, and plenty more of tag teams will definitely be joining this. But with the multiple tag teams that we have here in NXT, this is going to be pretty good to see the talent, kind of see who will be stepping up to the plate that will be challenging the Iconics eventually for those NXT Tag Team Championships. As for Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons, this is their NXT debuts. And same with Roxanne Perez. So we'll see how this is going to fare for them tonight. Here we go. Looks like Nikita and Cora Jade are going to kick us off here. Oh, referee going to get taken out here to the apron here. Hopefully the referee won't disqualify Cora Jade. As, oh, big suplex there from Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons, from what we've seen so far, you know, from what we've been told and everything, she's very impressive. Her background and everything like that. And we'll see if those strikes and everything will be used tonight. And so far, so good in the terms of Nikita Lyons. I mean, obviously, we're not barely into this matchup, but from what we've heard, Nikita Lyons is going to have something special going on here on NXT. Same with these other women, but we'll see. We'll see. Plenty of time for all these women to get something going. We've seen a lot of NXT men and women at the Royal Rumble here recently at last Sunday's Royal Rumble. Especially the women, Mia Yim and Kaylee Ray were involved in that as Roxanne gets tagged in here. But it was an impressive showing from a lot of superstars. Even Karrion Kross was in the Royal Rumble amongst others, ladies and gentlemen. So it's very cool to see these men and women get an opportunity to showcase their skills at the biggest night, that being the Royal Rumble. And you never know that one of these times these women could be main eventing WrestleMania one day. But obviously they have to focus on winning matches here in NXT and winning championships. It's all about. But you gotta also determine if you want to be with the fans or not with the fans. Some superstars are all about getting the crowd behind them. Look at that springboard there from Roxanne. The impressive moonsault there. Big stomp there. And ladies and gentlemen, up next, it is going to be a matchup for the ages as Bryan Danielson, former WWE Champion, makes his NXT debut tonight as he takes on Chris Jericho. Jericho has not won a championship in Universe mode as far as I'm aware that I can remember. So we'll see how Chris Jericho is going to be faring in the terms of, you know, maybe getting championships here in Universe mode. Ever since coming back here to WWE, Jericho's been looking really good so far. So we'll see how that's going to fare for him. Even winning a Extreme Rules matchup against Jon Moxley last Saturday at TakeOver. As here we go, Nikita Lyons here. Off the bottom rope into a nice powerbomb roll-up. Sorry, she didn't try to go for the pinfall off that. And here comes Zoe Stark, gets herself some action in this matchup. Let's see how impressive Zoe Stark can be. As you can see, the noticeable size difference in the terms of height between Roxanne and Zoe Stark there. As you know, here comes Cora Jade into the matchup. We'll see how Cora Jade can deal with Zoe Stark. And I've noticed a lot of things in tag team action, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of times where, you know, they hit a big maneuver and, you know, they tag themselves out after hitting those big time maneuvers. So it's very, very crucial to stay on your opponent instead of, you know, getting a tag to your tag team partner. It works in some scenarios, I suppose, but not all the time. Here we go. 2. Zoe Stark almost picked up the win there. It's a brutal knee strike right to the midsection again. Both of these tag teams making their tag team debuts here in Universal mode. Like I mentioned before, that Cora Jade has defeated Mandy Rose, the NXT Women's Champion, one-on-one recently here on NXT. But it seems like she's going to be more of the NXT tag team division here. I'm not saying she won't have some singles action against these other women, but Cora Jade and Roxanne building up a friendship. They know each other outside of WWE, and we'll see how this friendship is going to turn out to be here on NXT. Cora Jade just letting Nikita Lyons to get herself back into the ring here. Let's look at Cora Jade, maybe looking for a tag here, maybe. Let's see. Oh, nope. She's just going to wrench in that left arm right there of Nikita Lyons. Going to try and rip it out of socket here. And now, She doesn't like that corner. She's going to toss her into the other corner, which is very rare. As Nikita Lyons going for that, almost like a Kofi Kingston type of kick there. But unfortunately for Nikita, she wasn't able to connect fully on it, and it barely even hit Cora Jade. As just like that, Nikita Lyons pulls up a win for her team with Zoe Stark. As we get to see the back and forth action in this matchup, very surprising. May not have been the best tag team match you ever seen there, but damage was definitely done between Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons in this matchup. A lot of brutality in this matchup. Big win though for Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons. We'll see how this tag team's going to go after this win over Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. And now, here we go, Chris Jericho making his way down to the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Jericho with a good win over Jon Moxley recently. And so far here on NXT, a 2-0 win-loss record over Jon Moxley. So for Chris Jericho, the question is, how much longer does he deal with the Blackpool Combat Club, especially with Bryan Danielson making his surprise return here to WWE once again here. Former WWE champion in his own right, the planet's champion at one time. But Daniel Bryan, multi-WWE champion. We'll see how he's going to be doing here tonight, making his NXT debut here in Universe mode. He's done a lot on SmackDown and everything like that, but when it comes to this newly revamped look of NXT, we are going to see how it's going to work tonight. As that is William Regal's music, ladies and gentlemen. Former NXT general manager, was helping out Triple H there for the longest time. As there he is. As we wait for Bryan Danielson. Oh, there's Bryan right now. And there is Jon Moxley, ladies and gentlemen, of the Blackpool Combat Club. And look at Jon Moxley. You can tell he's very, very frustrated with losing, but obviously he's got to move on. And with Bryan, changing to his real name, and Jon Moxley even kind of going to his old school wrestling name as well. It's very interesting in the terms of, Bryan Danielson wanted to change up his career and everything, able to actually use his real name. And Jon Moxley, he wanted to change up his name and everything like that before, he came back to WWE, changing back to what it used to be. But now, with the debut of Blackpool Combat Club, how dangerous is this stable going to be here in Universe mode, ladies and gentlemen? Bryan Danielson and Mr. Jon Moxley, very dangerous duo right there. Forged in combat, they're going to be all about beating the living hell out of you. And with this matchup right now, this is going to be a very brutal matchup. Bryan Danielson did not, waste time coming after Chris Jericho at NXT Takeover. His sights were directly on Jericho and beat the living crap out of him. Ringing that bell, here we go. We'll see if Bryan Danielson can maybe pick up a win for the Blackpool Combat Club after Moxley losing to Chris Jericho in that Extreme Rules matchup. And for Jericho, it's this man obviously getting up there in age, Jon Moxley, and you could definitely say the prime. I'm not saying that Chris Jericho maybe not still might be in his prime, but it's more of Jon Moxley's world than Chris Jericho. But for Jericho, he is continuing to look impressive, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a championship reign of Chris Jericho in the near future. But right now, Chris Jericho having to deal with the Blackpool Combat Club right now. There's just a one count there from Bryan. Going to have to keep on Chris Jericho here. Look at Bryan Danielson all fired up here. A lot of the diehard fans loved seeing Daniel Bryan, but now you're going to see a different side of Daniel Bryan, that new lease on life, the new look, the new name to his actual name, Bryan Danielson. So we'll see how Bryan is going to be faring here in the new look NXT as a missile dropkick takes down Bryan. And for Jericho, how is he going to deal with the numbers game here in NXT? Oh, a little bit of a flipping off there, Daniel Bryan. And now he moonsault. Oh. Maybe it had too many drinks there, Jericho, not able to connect with that moonsault. But luckily for him, Bryan Danielson, pardon me, was still out. And this honestly could have been the main event, but we have that massive main event tonight for the North American Championship. The newly crowned NXT North American Champion, Karrion Kross, going to be challenging Santos Escobar and Cameron Grimes next week as well. But obviously Karrion Kross has to be focused about his matchup tonight in the main event. Let's look at Bryan Danielson coming back with those vicious strikes. Oh, and again a vicious elbow. We know how brutal and technical Bryan Danielson can be, especially attacking that elbow. Little shades of, you know, Pete Dunne in the terms of just being very technical, going after the limbs and the body, arms, legs, whatever he has to do. Bryan will do it. As now let's see what Bryan has to. I'm gonna go for the single leg submission here, trying to rip that leg off. Trying to rip off that knee. Gonna have to get knee surgery if Chris Jericho can't get out of this. But Jericho, big clubbing blows, and he gets out of it. So much damage was done to that left knee, though, of Jericho. Surprised he can actually stand if he can get the suplex. Oh, see, he could barely lift him. That's why he had to adjust to that maneuver there. Barely get any air on that maneuver. As now Chris gonna go for the walls. Gonna go with the walls of Jericho here. Can he flip them? Yes, he does. Walls of Jericho are applied here to Bryan. Will Bryan have to tap out? I don't know if Chris can get all of it, do that damage done to Chris Jericho moments ago with that single leg submission hold. As now Chris Jericho here, gonna go for the pinfall with the hook of the leg. Will this be enough? 2. Oh, 2.5. Bryan stays in it, but the question is, how much longer can he stay in this matchup here? Uh-oh. Jericho springboard. Oh, no. He didn't need to go for that maneuver. We'll see if it will come to bite him in the behind. And uh-oh, formerly known as the Yes Lock here, the Danielson Lock here on Chris Jericho. Will he tap out? He is so close to that bottom rope, on the rope in front of him and the rope to his right. Will he have to tap? Jericho, can he get out of it? Yes, he does. Damage done from both men. Chris Jericho, big clubbing blow. Fireman's carry reversal, though, from Bryan as well. These guys know each other oh so well, ladies and gentlemen, especially on tape. But this is the first time ever here in NXT that these guys are going to war. Like we mentioned, this very well could have been the main event if we didn't have a North American Championship defense. As here we go, pinfall attempt, Bryan, 2, 3, yes he is, just way too much for Chris Jericho tonight here on NXT. As we go back and forth right now. Good back and forth matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Bryan gets his first win back here in WWE after taking a little bit of a break here, trying to find himself, and he definitely did tonight, and definitely finding it with his Blackpool Combat Club members William Regal and Jon Moxley. A hell of a match between Jericho and Bryan Danielson. The numbers game helps out Bryan tonight, but we'll see how this is going to fare between Jericho and the Blackpool Combat Club in the near future here on NXT. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the Creed Bros. The Creed Brothers taking on the Revival here in Universe Mode here on NXT. First one-on-one tag team match for both men, for both tag teams I should say, but we saw the Creed Bros and the Revival, a part of that fatal four-way to determine who would be taking on Legado del Fantasma a couple weeks ago, and obviously Grizzled Young Veterans won that. And at NXT Takeover we had new champions, and that being the NXT tag team known as the Grizzled Young Veterans. But the question is, who's going to earn that opportunity to take on the Grizzled Young Veterans in the near future? We'll have to be finding out in the coming weeks, but here is the Revival. And ladies and gentlemen, this is very ironic that the Revival are playing the music of Bret Hart, the legendary Bret Hart, the Hitman Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart. Because obviously the Revival have so much respect for the WWE Hall of Famer and would do anything for them, or for him I should say. And I'm assuming that Bret Hart gave them the rights to use his music and entrance and everything, so we'll see how the return of the Revival will be here in Universe Mode, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to see the Revival here in NXT, how the future is going to behold. A lot of new tag teams since the Revival has been last here in WWE. Revival have had to deal with a lot of tag teams over the years, and now they're going to deal with these young and up-and-coming tag teams, and involving the Creed Bros, and obviously, you know, so many others. So here we go. Referee rings the bell. Oh, looks like we got Julius taking down the referee here. Here we go, the tag by Cash to Dax here. I don't know if that was more of an inadvertent take down the referee, but I think it was something personal there. Maybe he owed him some lunch money or something. But Dax inadvertently, or I should say advertently, taken out. It's, oh, nice DDT there from Dax Harwood. And now, look at this, just brutal. You could almost call it an armbar, I suppose. But the Creed Brothers, ladies and gentlemen, are looking to make a statement here on NXT, and we'll see how they're going to fare. These brothers have that wrestling background. We'll see how they're going to be able to fare. You got Brutus there, and then you got Julius currently in the ring here. Oh, look at this electric chair there. We've heard so many good things about the Creed Brothers, but we'll see how they fare tonight against one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling, that being the Revival. Hard-nosed, blue-collar wrestlers. A lot of them get compared to the likes of the Von Erichs and those old-school wrestling tag teams, bringing the old-time professional wrestling back. So we'll see how the Revival will be doing. Don't want to hype them up too much and they end up losing or something, but you know, if you guys have seen this Universe Mode for a very long time, you know how successful the Revival have been over the years, no matter what brand they've been on. Oh, Cash with a brutal knee there to the arm. Not going to be feeling too good. And now going to hit him with a backbreaker. And this may be a good thing if the Revival can kind of cut this ring in half and make Julius work by himself and not get a tag into his brother. As Julius feeling himself up here. Wonder if we may get a tag eventually. As a nice reverse suplex, taking down Cash Wheeler momentarily. Oh, vicious knee right there to the arm. And now here comes Brutus. Let's see how this young man does in action here, as this is their official 2-on-2 tag team matchup. Last time we saw them, like we mentioned, so both these teams in a fatal 4-way #1 contenders matchup. As going for that belly to belly that involved, I believe it was hit row. And grizzled young veterans, nice maneuver there from Cash Wheeler. That could be enough. And that maneuver looks very similar, ladies and gentlemen, as that is used by the United Kingdom champion Jordan Devlin. And he was able to outlast A-Kid there at NXT Takeover. So we'll have to eventually see who may be next in line for Jordan Devlin's United Kingdom Championship. As like, oh, Julius stretching out Cash Wheeler and hitting him with a brutal maneuver there too. Trying to maybe bust open Cash. As here we go. Pinfall, referee right there. 2 count. And look at Julius. You can tell the frustration is there. He cannot believe it. He thought that was going to be enough. As here comes his brother, going to make his way into the ring here. We'll see how Brutus is going to do. If he's going to be able to show that brutal side of himself in this matchup. As high risk maneuver here. Brutal elbow to the chest of Cash Wheeler. Cash is in some serious trouble. And he may lose all his cash in this matchup. As soon as I say that, big reversal from Cash. Now into the corner we go. Oh wait, nope. Brutus saw that coming. Going for that forearm strike, missing out there. And now here comes Scott, or I should say Cash Wheeler. Lose the 1 count. It's going to be very hard to not call them by their original NXT and roster names here in WWE, but do what you got to do here. As now, big maneuver. Oh, throwing him over the top rope. If this was the Royal Rumble, that would have been elimination, but thankfully for the Creed brothers, it is not an elimination matchup. Gonna wait for Julius to get back in this matchup. Dax Harwood gonna wait for him to get back inside this ring here. Now from behind, Dax, Russian leg sweep takes him down. And both of these tag teams have so much potential. Same, obviously, with the Revival, but I'm very interested to see where the Creed brothers are going to go. I mean, there's so much potential with that tag team. Julius and Brutus of the Creed brothers could be a very dangerous tag team. We saw a lot of potential in their in that Fatal 4-Way tag team matchup recently. As now Cash looking to fly here. Big flying clothesline, turning him inside out. And Cash all fired up right now, but not realizing that Julius got the tag. Well, now he does. And oh, wait a minute. Cash from behind. Oh, God, what a snap suplex. Dropping him on his head and neck area. And now this is going to be turned into a handicap match, you got to think. As, oh, Julius going to show that wrestling prowess right now. Taking down Cash Wheeler. And now going to connect with a brutal neck breaker. Dropping him on his head and neck area, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and a big stomp there. Julius needs to dig down deep right now and try to put him away by himself. Here we go. An STF maneuver. But right there, Scott Dawson breaks it up. Not gonna allow to put his partner away. Oh, wait a minute. Might be able to do it with the pinfall. And he does. Dax Harwood did not realize that he was gonna go for the pinfall, and even I guess even if he did realize it, you gotta probably expect that, you know, that he's gonna be able to kick out of it, but obviously not. Enough damage was done to Cash Wheeler tonight, and a major victory for the Creed brothers tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Not every day you could see a tag team like this defeat a veteran tag team in the likes of the Revival. Big win for the Creed brothers tonight here, but we get ready for our main event here on NXT. And it looks like we may have ourselves a surprise, ladies and gentlemen, as it looks like an unplanned appearance from the NXT Champion, CM Punk. And it looks like he's dressed for the occasion right now. CM Punk, the man that defeated Triple H at last Saturday's TakeOver pay-per-view. He is here tonight, and I'm being told that he has requested some time, and rightfully so. He's your new NXT Champion, and I bet he's going to be gloating all the way to hell about his championship win over Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes defeated Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship, but CM Punk would say, hey, I talked to Adam Pearce, talking about having my championship matchup after this matchup. Adam Pearce agreed to it, and, well, you see how it is right now. CM Punk is getting his championship matchup here at NXT TakeOver. So tomorrow, for CM Punk, the question is, what is on the mind tonight? Man, you guys are absolutely pathetic to think that I wasn't going to become NXT champion in the near future. Was I expecting it to be done this fast? No. But when I defeated Triple H, I realized that, in his words, he said anytime, anywhere, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity. I know Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker were going to beat the living hell out of each other, so I talked to Adam Pearce about it, and I talked to Adam Pearce, and it was official. So you guys might think it's crazy. You might not think it's literally how it is, but you know what? At the end of the night, I'm your new NXT champion. And the question is, what am I going to be as your NXT champion? I will fight on my terms. And on my terms, I'll give Carmelo Hayes a rematch. Don't you worry. It'll be next week here on NXT. I'm officially making that official. I've already talked to Adam Pearce about it. Next week here on NXT, the main event will be myself defending my own championship against Carmelo Hayes one-on-one. Also, when I say I'm fighting on my terms, I definitely mean it. So you know what? You guys are going to get something very special. Not just next week, but in 2 weeks' time, I'll defend my championship against Braun Breaker. I'm giving him his rematch. So these next couple weeks is going to be busy for me, but I'm going to show you guys why exactly I'm called the best in the world today. I suppose I should address the elephant in the room, and that being Karrion Kross. Yes, he defeated me a couple weeks ago, and now since he is the North American champion and I'm the NXT champion, he is saying once he goes through Santos and Cameron that he wants me at NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver for a champion versus champion match. I am all for a champion versus champion match, but the match has to be on my terms. I love big money matches. I'm here for championships and money, and I know that match will definitely draw at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. But like I said, the match has to be on my terms, not on Karrion Kross's terms. And a lot of you guys are saying, why did I decide to put Ilya Dragunov to sleep and disband the Punk Society? Well, if you guys didn't notice, I didn't need Ilya Dragunov. I didn't need Karrion Kross here on my ride to the stardom here on NXT. I never needed him. I just needed myself, and he was just literally dead weight that I had to get rid of. I know Ilya Dragunov is injured after myself putting him to sleep multiple times there at NXT TakeOver, but you know what? If Ilya Dragunov wants to step up to the plate, that little Russian man wants to think that he can stand in the ring with greatness, then he is more than welcome to challenge me. But the thing is, it is on my terms, not on Ilya Dragunov's terms. Now, excuse me, I have to get back home to my sexy wife and to my dog, and maybe before I leave tonight, maybe I might watch that Karrion Kross match, but I don't care about it. Don't care about any of you. So you know what? Screw you guys, I'm heading home.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT North American Championship.
Very big surprise there from CM Punk. We weren't expecting to have CM Punk until next week here. They have a championship celebration, but tonight he is here and he addressed the situation. So that's what we'll be talking about here for a very long time here in NXT. CM Punk saying, hey, I'm going to give Carmelo Hayes his rematch next week here live in the main event of NXT, and even the week after he'll give his rematch to Braun Breaker as well. And then after that, he said that he's more than welcome accepting Karrion Kross's champion versus champion winner take all at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. But the thing that CM Punk keeps saying, it has to be on CM Punk's terms, not on Karrion Kross's terms. So it's going to be very interesting to see, as we are 8 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen, officially 2 months away from that NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver card. So we're going to have to wait and see where that's going to go, as there's Santos Escobar with Raul Mendoza and company here, and Raheem Wild. We'll see how this is going to go for Legado del Fantasma. None of those men walking out with the championships at Saturday's pay-per-view. But here we go. We're going to see how Santos is going to be faring in this big championship match. One-on-one, Karrion Kross said he would defend his championship tonight against Santos Escobar, and when he wins tonight, he's going to challenge Cameron Grimes. Not my words, Karrion Kross's words. And for Santos Escobar, he's going to want a championship around his waist, but tonight against against Karrion Kross, it is going to be a brutal match here. I'm not saying Santos Escobar cannot get brutal, but in this matchup, Karrion Kross is going to make Santos Escobar fall and pray tonight. And with Scarlett by his side, Karrion Kross may be able to do every single thing that he said tonight. And if we get a champion versus champion winner take all at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, that match would definitely be the biggest match in the NXT history. And that's saying something, because we've had a lot of big matches over the years. And we could go through so many NXT tag teams, women's matches, championship matches, anything you can think of. We have seen it here in Universe Mode history. Betrayals, Money in the Bank versions of the match here at NXT. So, I mean, there's so many things going on. As Karrion Kross clubbing his chest, he is all fired up, and he is out here with his manager, Scarlett, the wife of Karrion Kross as well. These guys fit this description oh so well. The mind games of Scarlett. You got Karrion Kross, the enforcer, the brutal superstar, being done and over with. Punk Society. Can't wait to see CM Punk and Karrion Kross maybe in the near future, but both of these men have to worry about each other, or Karrion Kross has to worry about his current feud, and CM Punk has to worry about Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker in the future.
The challenger from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 200 pounds, Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar is ready.
And introducing the champion from Sin City, weighing in at 265 pounds. He is the NXT North American Champion, Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross is your NXT North American Champion, ladies and gentlemen. Unified his championships, the Intercontinental Championship, becoming that North American Championship. The North American Championship was already established. Karrion Kross wanted to have a unification matchup. We got that Intercontinental Championship, that NXT Intercontinental Championship, going with that North American Championship. So let's go ahead and see what happens tonight. The championship is on the line. Can Santos Escobar win his first ever championship, or will Karrion Kross be way too much for Santos Escobar tonight? So here we go, the pinfall. Use the 1 count. And Santos Escobar is not an easy man to train for, get ready for. He's so damn talented in that ring, with or without his mates there at ringside. Cameron Grimes knows how that is. Cameron Grimes does have Santos Escobar's number though, but still, how impressive is it going to be if Santos can defeat a dangerous man like Karrion Kross? And Karrion Kross not going to allow Santos to do much work whatsoever. He's now Kross with a gut-wrench suplex. And if you're Santos Escobar, you want this match to be fast-paced. You want to be jumping off these ropes, showing that lucha libre style. You do not want what we're seeing right now, Karrion Kross with these brutal strikes right to the dome, because it's going to be a short night for Santos if he takes way too many of those shots. He's going to get busted open, have broken teeth, could be walking out with a concussion, and that is not what Santos Escobar wants. He's going for that. Going for a clothesline. Escobar with a back suplex. Oh, wait a minute. He's not done yet. Gonna go for another one. Oh, he's still not done yet. Gonna go for another suplex. Oh, a different version of a suplex. There he goes, Santos Escobar, building up some momentum. He needs to keep Kross down if he wants to win. Oh, look at this. Trying to hurt the nose, maybe try to pull out some teeth if he needs to. Uh-oh. Escobar looking to fly here. That's 3/4 away at the ring. Oh, going for that flying crossbody. And now Kross going to go high risk. I don't know if this is a good idea. Santos Escobar with a punch there. And now Kross with a shoulder tackle. Glancing blow. Both men not really working out too well in the terms of flying off the top rope as of right now. And Kross doesn't need to. He doesn't need to go high risk at all. He just needs to stay on the mat and take out his opponent. As Karrion Kross signaling the end is near for Santos Escobar here. As now, here we go, Karrion Kross going to toss him into the corner. Both men looking pretty good early on in this matchup. And look at Kross, showing that brutality right now. Right there on Santos. Brutal kicks, man. This is not what you want. And now you're going to see more brutal strikes here from Karrion. Look at this. How is that not busting him open, man? This is just absolutely crazy. Oh my god. Vicious knee strike there from Kross and just dominating this matchup. And now Santos gonna get his left arm. Gonna be torqued in a bad spot, but Escobar trying to fight back up here. And an STO there from Escobar, who's slowly but surely getting himself back into this matchup. Uh-oh. Oh, look at this maneuver. We've seen this before here in Universe Mode. Santos Escobar with a big maneuver. Could that win him a championship tonight in the main event of NXT and ruin the plans of Karrion Kross? Are we going to see a new champion? 1, 2, no, 2.5. And Santos cannot believe it. How much more is left in the tank of both men right now? And now Karrion Kross luckily able to hit a big strike before Santos Escobar decided to hit a big maneuver. Big gut wrench power bomb. Is this it? Ooh, not even a 2 count. So Kross, he's got to get something going here if he plans on winning. Uh-oh, wait a minute. The cross jacket. He is done playing around. Will Santos Escobar have to tap out? Nowhere to go. Not even close to that bottom rope. Look at this cross jacket, the tightness on this maneuver. But right now, Santos Escobar being let go, and now this is a bad idea for Karrion Kross, I think. Kross, oh, big flying knee to the chest. Kross is all fired up. I thought this was going to be a bad idea, honestly. Pinfall attempt. 2, 3. That flying knee was enough. That cross jacket took everything out of Santos, and Karrion Kross able to dominate the last minute or 2 of that matchup. I thought that neck breaker might be enough, but look at this gut wrench power bomb right there, and then this flying knee strike, and that was right after the cross jacket. And Karrion Kross walks out, your North American champion. And next week we're gonna have a star-studded show coming your way. Kross versus Cameron Grimes, CM Punk versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. So much coming your way next week here on NXT.